Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Daniel here. In this video today, I just wanted to share something that I've just experienced in the last couple of days, and that is what should you do, or what happens if a client decide to terminate your contract, or if they decide that, you know what, we are not the right fit, we will not be able to work with you going into the future. And that's what I want to talk about here, because I always, all of my videos are, about things that really happen to me in real life. So I really practice what I preach, and I preach what I practice. So I just want to share that with you. So in the last couple of days, I received an email from an old client now, talking about why they don't want to work with me. And they sent me this email, which I'll put on the screen somewhere right here. So they said, "Hi Danielle, after much consideration, I've decided to end the contract we have with you. I've enjoyed getting to know you immensely. However, in the end, I've decided that we will be better served hiring a group of people with various expertise rather than just one person. All your access has now been removed. I thank you for all the effort you've put in and wish you all the best. Please send me a final invoice and stay in touch, as we will want to use your services again in the future when it becomes relevant." So this is what happens from time to time, especially if you've been a freelancer for any amount of time. Clients are going to want to terminate contracts, and they may want to find someone who's best suited to their needs. And if this happens, there are a couple of reasons why this may happen. And I'm going to speak first from the perspective of, this client, from the context here. So I have seen this coming, for a few days now. I knew, they were going to do that at some point. So that's why it didn't come as a surprise to me. And when I say that I saw it coming, it's not because I don't feel some type of way that, I don't have, one more client. Of course, that's one more client that I won't be getting paid from. But I knew from the get-go that if I set my expectations, I would have a clear conscience at the end of the day. And that's the first thing I want to preach when you are, taking on clients, or when you're trying to work with someone. Always set clear expectations, because when you set clear expectations, no matter what happens in the future, you will have very clear conscience, and you will know that you would have done right by your client if they decide, to go separate ways down the future. So they wanted something on top of what I offer, mainly, which was digital advertising. They want other things, and they asked me, "Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this?" And I was very clear with them from the get-go that, I'm not the professional. I'm not very good at what you're asking me. But the fact that I've done this in the past means that I have some experience, and I may be able to help you with it. And they were like, "Fine, we will take you on, and, you don't have to have all of this experience. We will collaborate and train you if need be." I was like, cool. So I took on the project, and months down the line, they decided that, we may not be the right fit, going into a long-term relationship, and we want to hire people with specific expertise. And that's something else I want to mention. The fact that a client decides to go separate ways with you does not mean that, your work is not valued. And I really appreciate, how this client has sent this email, because on a personal level, we have a very good relationship, but we just realized that there are some things that they needed that I couldn't give them at this point in time. They're not a huge company. They don't have a lot of marketing budget, and they're trying to, put their money where best serves them. And I truly understand that. If I were a business, I'll probably do the same thing. So the fact that they decide to go pathways with you does not say anything about your ability. In fact, I always recommend that you take every job that you can if it's within your capability, as long as the client does not find any bad, or they don't find any downsides to it. If the client is not saying that they don't want to hire you, why should you decline an offer from a client, right? At the end of the day, if they terminate your contract, at least you know that you have tried, right? At least you know that, you've learned something from it. And going into future projects, you have all of this knowledge, all of this experience, not only in executing the task, but in dealing with people. I know for a fact that outside of what we've done, we'll still have, some relationship in the future. And we have ended on a very good term, and we will still remain friends regardless. So that's another reason why people, may decide to break ties with you, because I just feel like they need something that you are not in the best position to offer them. So keep all of this in mind when you are going into, a contract. The fact that they decide to go pathways with you, it does not mean that you are a bad, contractor. In fact, I would say that it feels shitty when a client decides not to, continue with you, because that's one client you're not getting paid from. That's, some of your revenue source being taken away. And that may suck. It may suck a lot. So I just just needed to, share that with you, that it's okay. If a client decides to path ways with you, it's not the end of the world. Just keep going, keep, applying to other, jobs, go on Upwork. In fact, speaking of Upwork, I want to inform you that I do have an Upwork training, Upwork 101, I call it. It's down in the description. It teaches you everything you need to know about Upwork to start, applying for jobs and building a sustainable freelance business out of it. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please let me know down in the description, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I'm just one DM away. Hit me up on Instagram. So this is something I want to share with you today, and we are almost at 400 subscribers. If you enjoy this video, if it has some type of value to you, please consider subscribing, and I will be happy that you do. Anyways, thanks for watching this video again. My name is Daniel, and I will see you in the next one.